Well, Kalu Kalay. Hello, everybody. Aaron Prime 117 here. Oh yeah, don't judge me on my clothes and all, just because I'm wearing the same stuff and all, though, because I don't have that much of a wardrobe. Now, welcome back to another movie review. And all. Today's movie review is on one of my favorites. It's out of Harrison Ford's productions. And this one is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And this one really, they finished off Indiana Jones well, if it did. After all, after the Crystal Skull, I actually thought that was the end of Indiana Jones. But no, there was still one more adventure. And of course, I don't know how the opening played it out, though. If they actually, did some, cosmetic editing, job editing for him. For Harrison, actually, to make him look younger when it all took place during the Second World War earlier, though, and leading up to his old age and all, how he's still a professor and all, but it's in a different city and all, and finding all those those antique relics and all, and artifacts, and all. He did quite a good job with doing that and all, and especially when he was always up against the Germans and all, when Hitler was still looking for power and all during the Second World War. It was all pretty interesting and all. And then now, getting into the main story and all, it's near his last day and all, and he's going to finally retire and all. Even though it looked like he would have already been retired. Though, he's always full of surprises and all, as when playing Indiana Jones. Of course, everyone else has always seen him doing it a lot better in his youth and all, though. But some also say in his age form, he's also done pretty good still as well. And that dial thing he found a long time ago, and all, and then fast forwarding into meeting that cool woman and all, who sets off on the adventure and all. It was all pretty interesting and all, and all those main adversaries that were after him and all. It was interesting again to know how he was being chased and all, and pursued. That means the same thing. I don't even know why I said that, but we all know that in the Indiana Jones movies that certain artifacts that are being pursued by an adversary or somewhat, when Indiana Jones is after them too, how he's mostly looking for it to be in the museum, or somewhat how he's looking for archaeological discoveries. He's always on an adventure and all, and yet who knows how further he'll be able to go, though. And now, moving further on into the adventure, all the action that takes place in the cities, the car chases, and in the caves and all, and then later being captured and all. It's like you're going back in time and all, or being part of these old ages and all. Oh boy. I'm feeling exhausted all of a sudden, and as much as an archaeologist himself. But now going into the dial and all, I can't remember who made that dial and all, though. But we all know in that further end scene, before the ending, when the dial takes them back in time and all with the rift, what age it was pretty interesting and all, because the guy who was after the dial and wanting Dr. Jones was as a prisoner and all, it was meant to go back in time to kill the Fuhrer and all, which I believe was Hitler at that time. But Indy was able to then comprehend and all how the dial would really work, though, if it would take it back in time thoroughly, though. But as they got closer and closer in that moment and all, the guy was like aboard, wanting to abort the mission, but it was too late when they entered it, though. They all looked safe and all, though, until they entered the realm. And little did we know it wasn't in the time of the war, but in medieval time. But I can't remember what city it was, though. If anyone remembers the city that moment took place in near the end, sound off in the comments. Dang. I gotta learn to build up my energy, don't I? But now, moving a little back in the film, and all, the adventures that Indiana Jones has gone on and all, looking back to Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Temple of Doom, the Last Crusade. Everything in the archaeological discovery for certain artifacts and ancient relics. And all. It's pretty interesting and all. It makes you wonder, actually, if any of those artifacts are still out there and all that haven't been discovered. And who knows? What you see in cool museums now, some of it could be worthwhile, isn't it? Not to mention, like, imagine if you actually went to the museum that you know of that has an artifact just like that and all. Well, like, imagine seeing the real Grail, which was the cup of the Last Supper. You'd feel like, imagine an immortality and all. Ain't that something and all, like, thinking and all. Or look at the Shankara stones from the Temple of Doom and all. That had to be something and all. The power and those voice and like how you speak the language and they light up and all like hot fire and all. Or even more so, thinking about the lost Ark of the Covenant and all. Look back to that and all. If you ever saw the real lost Ark, you'd know exactly how the demons and the spirits will come after you then. But all in all, and then further on now, later on, we have the Crystal Skull and all. That skull was pretty cool and all. And comparing all these artifacts that were and relics that were in there though to the dial, well, all of them had their good moments in the movies. The spirits coming out of the Ark, the Shankara stones light glowing and all the cup of Christ giving immortality, and the Crystal Skull, which was the head of an alien's in skull, and how its light and power could those natives were feared by it, and it also shifted those bugs away from attacking and all. Like, that was all pretty interesting and all. Like, each of the relics and all. Dang it. Each of them had their own special use and ability. That's a cool thing in the legends and all, and how they made them reality, in the films. But you probably might also think back to their time and all if they did it when they did exist, and what they could do, if it was true though. But some say it wasn't though, and even if it wasn't though, the movies we still brought out a lot of fun in them, didn't they? And now back into the Dial of Destiny, mostly. Knowing Harrison Ford and all, and what he could do and all, it was amazing how he was able to pull off the stunts and everything. Even at his age, because he can still move well, run well, and he's still a legend worth showing and all. And if I remember correctly, at the red carpet showing or at a celebration of it, I think a fan or a journalist asked him if you could go back in time, into any time, what would it be? I believe I can't remember what his answer was. If that was a question asked by that on that video, that was posted a while back, after the movie came, sound off in the comments if anyone knows what it was. And sound off what your opinion was on the movie and what you liked about it, what you didn't like. Like, if there was something I didn't like about it, though, I can't be for sure if it was shorter than the other ones, though. But maybe it was, though. But some would also say mostly that the movies were slacking off on the action bits and all. Maybe they were. Who knows? But overall, if the movie just shows plenty and all with some good moments and entertainment and all, that's enough for me. And who knows? Like, there's a whole lot more that keeps coming and coming and all in these movies. Like, who knows? We could have another Indiana Jones movie. Damn it. In maybe a few more years or so, if Harrison is willing to do it. So what do you all think? Sound it off in the comments on your opinions and all. Now, one last thing in all to the Indiana Jones films. If you like all those stunts and all and how they do it and all, though, post your thoughts on them, because if you ever visit Disney World and go to Hollywood Studios, you can see the Indiana Jones stunt performances at that park. And if I remember correctly, they cover probably the runaway boulder in the temple, and from episode 1, and the fight I'd seen from part in that city in Cairo, from episode 1, and I also believe it was all covering on the Lost Ark, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the boulder scene in the temple, the fight in the city, and also that fight Indy had with that boxer, I believe, or something he was. It all in front of that jet. No, not that jet, but in front of that hauler plane, which was a fighter too. I can't remember what aircraft that was, but it was cool though. Of course, you can all see so much and all that comes from these movies and all, and what they put into it though. The efforts are big though. Even though some say, hey, it isn't though, but that's just the critics talking their normal stuff and all. So if you like the movie, don't let the critics get you and all. And also, stop paying attention to Rotten Tomatoes and all, because they have their good scores and all though, but I've seen more or bad reviews and ratings on Rotten Tomatoes than I have seen good ones. But if there are more good ones on there that you know of, sound them off though. After all, you like a movie, just watch it and all. Don't let the critics get you. Besides, they aren't worth it. So I hope you all enjoyed this one and all. And I hope you also keep liking Indiana Jones. And besides, oh yeah, just one little last thing before I go. If you liked how Sallah made his appearance and Miriam again, and if you like seeing those two, give a thumbs up in the comments for that, because after all, those two were quite the attractive ones into the movie. I also loved how Sallah said this: "Give 'em hell, Indiana Jones." I had a lot of fun with that quote and all, because I'd be surprised if someone said that to me, with my YouTube name or myself and all when I take it to a new level in a game, or just go full out and all. Or when I roll my Disney career back into motion when I'm ready to go. I'd be surprised if my best friend said that though, but he said like this, "Give 'em hell, Aaron!" That's how it goes and all. But that's the fun of it and all. The moments, the quotes, the action, everything that includes it all, that's how you go. So I hope you all enjoyed this one, because there's more coming and all. And I hope you also have your hat and all though, because after all, Indy doesn't go anywhere without it. So stay tuned, everyone, when another movie review is coming soon, and I hope you're well ready for it. After all, there's a whole lot more magic that could be coming your way. I'll see you all soon. Aaron Prime 117 signing off.